And I guess we can set it off with The Fall Guys. We're going to review these films. And this film is directed by David Leitch. The cast includes Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Hannah Waddingham, Stephanie Hughes, Winston Duke, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and more. And the plot goes as this. After leaving the business 1 year earlier, battle-scarred stuntman Colt Seavers springs back into action when the star of a big studio movie suddenly disappears. As the mystery surrounding the missing actor deepens, Colt soon finds himself ensnared in a sinister plot that pushes him to the edge of a fall more dangerous than any stunt. And what are you thinking about this one, man?
Overall, I had a lot of fun with this. I somewhat watched the TV show when I was a kid. It was much different because I think Lee Majors might have been a bounty hunter in that for some reason. Was he a bounty hunter or like a...
It was something like that. Something enough detective. Where he was... Yeah, or he was... Each week I know he had to solve some crazy case that was going on, you know? So he's definitely was a guy for hire or something like that, you know?
Yeah, but so far I hadn't had a problem with David Leitch's films. Like Atomic Blonde, Bullet Train. I thought that this could have had a couple better action sequences in it, but overall I had a lot of fun with this. It's just one of those, I would consider this being a popcorn movie. You know, it's not going to really change your life or, you know, do anything to, I don't know, hide in your reality or anything, but it's just a fun popcorn flick.
No, it's definitely pushing escapism. I think I'll echo you with the stunt sequences, because one of the aspects that this thing keeps getting pushed at, or the rollout leading up to it. I do applaud it, man. Like, this was a film, one of the few films recently where I felt like there was a genuine rollout. Like this year, like looking at this, how all the actors, they were in front of cameras doing stuff, red carpet. They had stuntman rolling around fighting and stuff. But, you know, and this is also being pushed as an ode to stuntman. This is a film celebrating stunt actors, and I think they've been pushing lately to get a stuntman category added to the Oscars, things of that nature. But for that, the stunt stuff is kind of, you know, it's not very memorable. I mean, there were some things I hadn't seen before, but still weren't really, I think, super pushing the envelope in the ways that I thought it would. I think as far as what we got with the stunt, is more of us giving a more of a kind of a film within a film thing, where we're watching a film about people making films, and that's giving us a little bit more insight into the stunt stuff.
But it's no real, you know, I saw this Monday, but it's no real details on why. I don't know. I think it would have made it kind of boring about how can I say this? About just some of the equipment or gear they just use, or, you know, it's really nothing really is really explained that much. But like I said, it's just a fun movie. You know that it's a stunt guy. And then some of the fights that him and Winston Duke were in, I just thought those were real good. You know, just especially in that house. I kind of thought it was kind of nice how they had set up some of the fight sequences they were going to do. But I thought it was a good movie. But the thing is, that bothered me the most is real life. You have like breakaway glass. I mean, you have real glass, and then you have that stunt glass. Those are two different things when you get hit by them, and that's one of the things I kind of had with problems I had with like the fight scene. You're gonna get cut up, or you're gonna get actually injured, because that stuff isn't made to, you know, give. Like,
it's tricky, man, because like I said, we're looking at a film about making films, and so which means that like you said, if we're keeping this thing in the grounds of some reality, the stuff that's really happening to them outside of that movie set would be real things, not movie stuff that like, you know, so that's kind of weird. Definitely got to suspend your belief, man. But for me, man, I don't know if I really enjoyed this a whole lot. Like, I think initially when it started, the thing that pulled me in as I'm watching it was the chemistry with Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling's characters, and it's interesting. You know, they've been in a relationship, but they broke up. And when he gets brought back into this to try to figure out this greater mystery plot, he's brought in at the last minute and they don't know. And there was a kind of a funny sequence where, you know, he gets brought to the set on the scene and she doesn't know. And there's still kind of some resentment over what happened. You know, he got injured and that took him out of, the stuntman game for a while, but he also pushed away everyone around him, including her. So she's resentful. So that's kind of interesting. Now she's his director, and to kind of punish him, she's making him do this one wire thing over and over, and he's just getting beat up. And I'm just cracking up a little bit, but where it loses me is like, I'm cool with that, but it didn't keep that energy up for me. Like when those two weren't on screen, it was hard for me to care about this film, man. Even the story itself I don't expect much, but at least give me enough to hold my attention. And I don't think it did that for me, man. By the time this thing was coming to an end, because like, I don't mind length of a film when I'm being entertained. And like I said, I was telling you earlier before we even did this review, I'm probably an outlier because most of the reviews for this thing are positive. But when this thing ended, I was like, I don't know if I would even care to see this again, dude. Like they didn't really give me nothing to hang on to. I didn't have any memorable lines of dialogue. The characters were just kind of, they were there, the bad guys, even the situation. It definitely did feel like something that might have been a plot line from the TV show, but I don't know if that was good enough to make this thing work for almost 2 hours, yo. It just didn't, pull together completely for me. There is a bit that I did like at the end. They kind of show you trailer for that film that they're working on, and it's kind of cool because they hid some stuff from you that they show up in that trailer, and I was like, man, this is kind of cool. Like, I kind of want to watch that movie. Like it's kind of weird and wild, but I don't know, man. It's getting like I said, the reviews are generally overtly positive, so maybe it's gonna hit other people a lot better than it hit me. But it is out there, man. Generally, I can't blame any of the players involved, man. Like Blunt, Gosling, all the other actors. I love Winston Duke in here. Waddington was crazy as the shady producer, and everyone else, even Stephanie Shu when her part shows up. But I don't know if there's just enough. It's held together by really flimsy glue, in my opinion, man. Really flimsy glue.
But I did like it. I don't know. I'll probably buy this whenever it's on 4K or Blu-ray or whatever. I did have a lot of fun with it, but like I said, it's just one of those to where I put it up in the category of my Fast and Furious stuff. It's beyond belief and just straight up popcorn.
Yeah.